a biological sample, we would be looking at abundance, species composition. We take a length and a weight on them, and then we would record that over time. But just kind of in general speaking, see how this bass, he's fat at the tail. This bass is in good condition, so we know there's adequate food for them and stuff like that. What we'll do is we get a length and a weight, and we can use a condition index to just kind of a measure of how, basically plumpness, you know, how good are their condition, are they fat, are they skinny, compared to the relative for the species.
So. What can these kind of things tell you about, you know, the ponds out here, or when you do this on the noose, on the noose itself? Right.
Well, in general, we're looking at health of the populations. So, you know, are the fish healthy? Are they growing the way, you know, the good Lord intended for them to? Are they living as long as they're supposed to? Are they in the right abundance? And that all gets back to, well, are our regulations appropriate? So if they're appropriate, then we don't need to make a change. But if we're taking too many out or not enough, then we can make a change to our regulations to accommodate for that.
Okay. And what sort of stuff did we find when we were actually out here? We were on the river for a few minutes there.
Right. Well, here's this is a yellow perch here.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. See, it has fairly elongate, the red fins, the bars. This would be a fairly small one.
Okay.
I think you wanted that.
No, we'll get them, whatever you want. And then here's a small bluegill. You always tell a bluegill because they've got a black spot on their dorsal fin. Maybe hard to see in that picture, but they on the rear of their dorsal, they'll have a black spot. But also when they're a little bit bigger, you know, you can see some bars in them. They have a really long pectoral fin. I think this is a better one. No, that's a red ear. So this is the other fairly common sunfish species we see. This is a red ear. It's also called a shell cracker. When you see its opercle flap has a reddish margin on the edge. It's not very pronounced on this one. Maybe it's a little bit better on this guy. Not much. In the darker waters, the fish get a little darker, and that red will get a little darker as well.
Okay.
Here's a small black crappie, which I know Bobby wants. Oh, yeah. These are pretty common in this area too. He probably swam in from the river when it flooded or something.
So this is not a fish that's stocked here.
No, we would never stock crappie in a pond this small. So he probably came from the river.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for showing us around.
Sure. Is that all you need?